All right. Yeah. Very frustrating. All right. Let me see if I can get on Zoom. I know there's a way to check my audio. Is it like not connected? Fuck. Do you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah, because on OBS it doesn't look like the lines are moving. I was like, what the hell? So, all right. It's not the right Zoom thing yet. Hold on. What's today? The 5th? No. 6th? Do 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 do. Ah. Let me see here. No, that's not what I want. All right. All right. Oh. Oh, now I look like I'm frozen. Okay. Probably get on my Zoom in case somebody wants to get on. Oops. I don't need that. Alright, so 2 topics I want beyond cleaning my room. All these guys have professional backdrops. I have like crap all over the place again. And that's my computer box, I think, back there. From like October. Such a slob. But anyway. So two topics if people want to continue. One is the whole Jamoral thing, or the Jamoral Bernie thing, which really, I'm kind of tired. I'm just like, oh my god. And LB the Realist has a good idea in talking about giving people credit, giving small streamers credit. So let's see here. I'll give her the YouTube too. So if anybody has any names of small streamers, yeah, to me, Tim Black, Let the Madness Begin, Lee Camp, TYT, those guys aren't really, in my opinion, small streamers. I mean, even Jamoral has what, 4,000 or 5,000. I consider him a small streamer, I guess, like a mid-range small streamer. Okay, Stevie's coming. But that's... oh, crap. I just picked at my nose. My nose is bleeding now. It's the first casualty for the same progressive Jamoral Thomas fight. Let's see if you know. I'm going to get another Pepsi because this has been sitting out for a little while. I'll be right back. Ah, crap. The freaking cleaning people are coming right at 5 when the damn... when Jamar will be on. Maybe I'll just, I don't know how to fix that. Okay. Oh, well, that helps. I did that stupid thing in OBS again. Alright. Alright, well, what the hell is going on now? Okay, so that's fine. Hey, alright. La la. Hey, Stevie.
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, I'm frozen. I'm frozen in time in OBS and whatever, and YouTube. So I might have to do a,
Uh,
yeah, but whatever. Hey, and look on the bright side. Have you been getting throngs of adoring fans calling you?
I have not.
I
I'm
could,
I'm surprised. I figured there'd at least be like one
right.
one like prank call or something. But no, so far so good.
All right, hold on. So, um, let me see if I can fix this in OBS real quick. My question for you while I'm trying to fix this, my question for you, I mentioned LB the realist was
Mm.
talking about how we should give credit to the smaller channels. Uh, what are some smaller channels other than like you, me, James, and the usual suspects? What are some smaller channels that you have that you've come across that you really like? Because what just happened? Oh, think about that, Stevie. uh, I'm going to try to. Let's see here. Try to fix this. Uh, all right. Hold on 1 second, Stevie. Let me see if I can. Oh, for God's sake. La la la. I hear you. Hold on. No? Let's see here. Oh, God. All right. Uh, Oh. Well, that's fucking weird. What the fuck? Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh. That's Snork, maybe? Hold on. Hi.
Oh my gosh, it's working.
all, all I was trying to do is change your friggin' name so, so your adoring fans wouldn't continue to try to call you. Hold on.
So, what were you asking me?
Oh, I don't even
It was
remember anymore.
something about LB the realist
Oh,
and
anybody that you want to recommend. And it's like, I think that they can hear you. Can you guys hear us? I'm not even going to bother with the video right now. Right.
yeah, yeah, okay, they can hear. All right. Yeah, let me look because I want to make sure. How do I get to this? Lord, I'm trying to use technology to see who I'm subscribed to. I know. Well, Ron Placone, he's not really small, but he's just now starting out on
Right.
YouTube. Let's see. Of course, LB the realist. Lisa Hauserman.
Right.
Let's see. Anoa Changa.
A Noah?
Uh-huh.
How do you spell the last name?
Changa.
Okay. I would have liked it better if his first name was Jimmy, but I can go with the Noah. Okay. And um, uh, so it was Ron Plaka and Lisa, of course. And I have to say, her followers, they're a trip. Benny, Benny Loco, I was in kind of a funk last night, and he's just, or she, I don't know. I don't know if he or she, I think it's a he. Um, my apologies if it's not. But it's just, very mellow pothead, and very, very good to hear those people every once in a while. So
I'm still trying to figure out how to work this dang thing, because I know there's a whole bunch of people that, like, I try to keep my ears to the ground for new people, and
I know
small
you're like my
collaborate.
you're like my person for that. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Dore and TYT yet. I really don't. We'll see. It'd be nice if he split, simply to have that delineation, because he really has a true difference of opinion with how stuff is to be run. And if that's the case, then make the break. I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, he does a pretty good job right now, under their umbrella.
Right.
But I guarantee you that if he was to split off, he would be totally unleashed.
Dora unleashed. I don't know what Jimmy Unleashed would be like.
That may not be all that good, but I definitely was good.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Oh, okay. Here's my. Okay, I finally found out how to get to my subscriptions. All right. Okay, Around the Empire. I know she used to come on the show. I forgot her name. I think it starts with a J.
Jilly?
Joanne, maybe.
Oh.
No, yeah, she did the show like very briefly, like when we first started out.
I think I know who you're talking about. Because I think I gotta see who that is, but I think I know who you're talking about. I can see, kind of picture the name, but yeah. She's pretty small too.
Bullshit Man's another good one. And Fly does a lot of good stuff on his, like with the Susie Dawson, Susie 3D clips.
Right.
And I just now found out that Disobedient Media had a YouTube channel, so I just now
She just started last week, I think. And have you heard of this guy, Evan Kim?
Yeah, it's all right.
I mean, oh my God, he's like, I can see him exploding, actually. And I don't know, when we first started this whole thing, I thought that he was more along the lines of, not TYT, but he was more along the lines of Jamarl, and I think he's more on the conservative end now. He's actually more on Fly in my end. I don't know if I'm ready to call myself a libertarian yet, but or even anarcho yet. I don't think so, but sure as hell not a Justice Dem. What do you think? You still donating to Justice Dems?
Oh, every chance I get.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of them, some of them I didn't even realize were part of Justice Dems or brand new Congress. So
Right. But
there were some people I found out about, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like you, and then I was like, oh no, you're part of it.
well, you know,
But I mean, I get where they're coming from. I mean, like, you know, like you got to take the chance and the opportunities that are given to you. You know, I mean, these are most of the ones that I've seen are just people that are just fed up and they see this entity and they're like, okay, well, you know, this might be a means for me to make a change here locally. So
it's a matter of are you using the tool or are you part of the tool in the system? And it's tough to see whether or not they are. I mean, I really respect people who go, no, I'm not going to do that. I really respected when SEMA does that. You know, I respect when when Debbie goes her own way. But I understand the whole argument of how far can we get when we only have one or two people doing that. We have to have everybody just, you know, turn into the left. Not, you know, not ideologically, but, you know, going in an opposite direction as what other people are doing. So, but if anybody wants to give a prank phone call to Stephanie King, her number is 305. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, and I'm starting to call you Stephanie again. Sorry.
that's all right.
Because everybody's like gone. All the Stephanies are gone, and now everybody's calling you Stevie. I'm like, it's kind of beside the point. Do you like that name, or do you like, Stevie better?
I kind of like Stevie better.
All right, well,
It's kind of a mix up because I know like when I was growing up a lot, you know, I got called Steffi a lot. So
okay.
it's kind of a yeah.
Well,
It's shorter. I don't know. Stephanie's just seems kind of plain. There was a lot of Stephanies here.
I just, you know, tell people call me asshole, and it works. Whatever. So.
I don't know. Like it's just nice having people like know my name because it used to be I was so quiet. Like people would be like, "Oh, is that Tiffany, Jennifer, Stacy?" I got Stacy a lot. Like,
what was it? What was that?
That's not even.
That friggin'. Have you ever heard the song 27 Stephanies?
No.
Oh, I gotta send it to you. It's actually pretty funny, and it goes right to your point where like everybody was. All right, Lynn's giving me a honeydew. Hold on, what am I doing? I'm moving something there, and I'm. Yeah. Okay, Lynn. Yes, I'll do it.
Oh, I had a few more people to shout out. Let the madness begin. And there's a couple people I follow, and they're not really political, but they're just really interesting to watch, and I learn a lot from them.
Right.
So, Moose Scrapper, he goes into detail about how to scrap metal and stuff, you know, the best way to do it, how to find it, and all that. So, I mean, like if you're in a crunch and you need an extra couple of dollars, you know, it might be something, you know, worth checking out. There's another guy, Narcissism Survivor. He delves a lot into. Have you heard of him? He delves a lot into like psychiatry. I mean, he's not trained or anything, but I mean, I've found his information super helpful. And let's see,
like
Nick
the
Mullins.
name. I like the name.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's poured a lot of time and effort into it. He's done a shit.
Yes. I go by that name too. You okay?
Okay, I'm back.
You burned.
I thought I hung up.
You burned. Oh, I thought you were like
probably
burning
just
your
heard
house
the
down. Yeah.
I hope you didn't catch that. Okay. Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins, I think his YouTube is The Thoughtful Coal Miner, but he's over in Kentucky. He used to work in the coal mines. He speaks out a lot against the mining industry. I think that's about all of them.
I mean, what
Oh, Trey Crowder. He did a little show
yeah.
for Hillary, but he's pretty funny.
Is he the liberal redneck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like his style, but it's like he's getting a little too polished.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
He started working for one of these big newspapers, like the New York Times or something. He was doing little video clips for them. When he started doing that, it was like Hillary, Democrats. Before that, it was a little more, rebel. I like that.
yeah, he might
But he's still on point sometimes.
he hits the bullseye, 3 times a day, maybe.
It's hard to come back from Hillary shilling. Like you got to dig yourself out of that one, buddy.
Yeah, let the madness begin. I'm not a huge fan of. I made the point before where if you want to know where mainstream media is getting their stories, watch Tim Black's feed, just the title of his stuff, and let the madness begin, because it's pretty much I don't have to watch any CNN or whatever. They're basically just following the mainstream thread. Christian said he might get on. I mean, if you want to follow us into the video void, we're a podcast now. Fuck it, whatever.
Fuck it, we're a podcast. We'll do it live.
Fuck it, do it live. Although
Drop the hammering.
Yeah, I'm more a visual guy, but why not? Whatever. I can't. I'm not going to go through the whole bullshit of video capturing and doing the thing, and so that everybody can see my pretty face and see your phone symbol. So it's like, what's the point? And my hair.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty spoiled to this no camera thing, so it's just like sweatpants and bitch bun every day.
Oh,
every day.
I swear to God, when you did the oh shit, I thought you were like dropping a cigarette on your sweatpants. I mean, I thought that was really. It was like, oh God, you got your fucking Kamchatka vodka in one hand and your cigarette in the other, and you're like, oh shit, I blew the house up. Like you still got that shit? You need to clean your drain. Oh God, yeah. You need to clean your drain with that crap.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Give that to your enemies. Freaking, when you're running for office, just give that to your opponent, and then have us follow them around with a handheld camera. Jesus Christ! But yeah, I don't know.
All right, okay. I'm back on the chat now. I'll see where Christian said he's going to jump on. No, Snork, I don't have any cats. I tried to have a cat.
All right,
but I am just not nurturing like that. I have trouble keeping things alive, and it's enough work, keeping myself and my kid functional.
Oh, well, that doesn't help. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's friggin' stupid. Well, how can
invalid link.
There is no link. That's I'm like, invalid link, there is no link. Alright, hold on. Which there was one. And I gave this to, I gave this to Bella before too. Uh, I meant nothing by it. Hold on. Oh, maybe, yeah, I think I actually changed it. Hold on 1 second. Blah. No, no, no. Snork's hair is a mess. What does it freaking matter? Snork, if you get on, we're in a black void, so I don't think that your hair can be that fucked up. All right, the link is updated and should be right because I took it straight from the Zoom. So there he is. Oh my God, your hair is awful. It doesn't matter because the video is down. I'm like, the hell with it. I don't even care. We'll make it a podcast. Do it live. Hold on. You know you're muted, right? Okay.
I actually got up at 9 a.m. this morning. I'm kind of like ready for a nap.
Oh, I'm always ready for a nap. Speaking
Saw you needed help testing out your Zoom.
Yeah, well, something's going on with OBS. Seriously, with my video, and it's like gotten worse. I don't know if it's a bug or some kind of weirdness in my computer system. I don't know how to test it.
My kids reported having internet problems yesterday afternoon for different websites across the country. And then last night during James' show, we just lost our internet for about 6 hours.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's some national problems and a trunk went down so they could do some repairs.
Okay. Well, I know yesterday, and I see you, Christian. I know yesterday, and I don't care about the Windows now, obviously, because it doesn't matter. Yesterday, I was trying to get on Steemit, and I actually got my acceptance letter, like I'm into Steemit college, but I had issues there. There were bad gateway errors on Steemit, and people were wondering whether or not it was the fact that so many people are joining at once, but maybe it's net neutrality.
Well,
I think everybody's trying to call Stevie, and it's messing up their internet through the landline.
I have another theory.
What's up?
That since this backdoor to the CPUs was found, with Microsoft, Apple, and everybody else scrambling to get their OSs to cover their butts with this wide open backdoor, that they overdid their security and knocked out some of their servers.
That's a possibility.
Because I actually one day just could not even boot when they tried that what is it, zero execution workaround. And to me, it's unbelievable that the same issue would happen across completely different architectures unless it was a coordinated backdoor.
I think it's a Russian conspiracy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it has to be.
I'm still, completely in the belief that there was Russian hacking, regardless of what everybody else says. And I think without the Russian hacking, Hillary would not have done as well as she did against Donald Trump.
It's possible.
I think they tried to help her, but it just wasn't enough.
So they weren't helping Trump out. They were helping Hillary.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Usually the ones that they pick a fight with are the ones that they're in business with.
Yeah.
Gordon, aren't you supposed to be at work?
Hey, Gordon.
What's up, you guys? I didn't hear what you said.
Aren't you supposed to be at work?
I am at work.
Oh, okay.
I work from my home office most of the time. Every once in a while, I got to take a road trip.
So, your beautiful gray, all of our video spectacularness is for naught. Oh man, I wish everybody could see that cat. That cat is freaking amazing, actually. Wow.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, he's a big cat.
Good Lord.
He's not 20 pounds, but he's 16.
Yeah.
He's bigly.
He's bigly, he's huge. He's the type of cat that only I would own. It's a magnificent, luxurious, glorious cat.
Is that the Undertaker cat? Good God.
Yeah. Well, he's not completely black. He has some white marks on him. He has a collar, and he has another white mark by his groin. So he's not completely black. You know. This is a cat that I was telling you about, Snork, that one time that I rescued.
Mm-hmm. Cats usually treat you pretty good if you rescue them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he's just so adorable and so affectionate, man. It's unbelievable.
That's actually what's wrong with my hair.
Oh, the cat?
Yeah.
Does that thing have a habit of sleeping on your head?
Yeah, at a certain time of the night, I suddenly get...
Yeah, I know how you feel.
I had a scar like right under my eyebrow for the longest time. It was from one of the cats, like, doing a rabbit jump off my head.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I used to have a rabbit that did exactly what Snork was saying, and it's a lot more painful because they dig like they're digging into the ground.
Right.
They're not like kneading the top of your head. They're just like clawing at it wildly.
It starts when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
To let me know it's time to go eat. And my hair, then I'll roll over on the head, and I'm not taking a shower today. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, mine just does it nicely. He just taps me in the face. He just goes. And if I still refuse to get up, that's when he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Someone around here has bought a rooster recently. And this thing goes off like crazy as soon as the sun comes up. And it's pretty damn close, man. Like, I live next to a river valley too, so it's like the sound kind of bounces off of it. So I gotta close my window at night because sometimes I'll leave it open a crack even in the winter just to get some fresh air.
That's rude.
Now, is it a rooster or a cockerel?
I have no idea, man. It's loud.
It's loud?
It's extremely loud. It's loud enough to sometimes wake me up.
I thought I was rural. I don't know the difference between a rooster and a cockerel.
This is Rue. This is the 18-year-old cat.
18? Wow.
Yeah, you can tell she's starting to lose weight.
What's the difference between a rooster and a cockerel?
I think a cockerel is slightly smaller than a rooster. I think that's one of the differences. I don't know. I hear. I think. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say something that I'm not 100% sure on.
I've seen different species of chicken, and some of them are pretty big and proud. Those are the ones that don't shut up. It's not just morning. once that sun comes up, they're constantly growing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that bug me.
Yeah, this one goes on for a while. Don't get me wrong. The sun, like, once the sun is up, it keeps doing it. I can remember being attacked by a rooster when I was a kid. So
Attacked by a rooster. Oh my god! Now you gotta tell her.
Well, I was maybe like 4, and what we would do is we had a cabin like up by the Idlewild area in Michigan. We would come up from the Detroit area and visit it. Well, we had a neighbor. This dude was a farmer, and like we went over to hang out with him, and they were letting me romp around the chicken coop and around that area and stuff. And this thing comes just jumping up and flying at me, knocks me in the chest, like, knocks me into the damn dirt. And then it's like standing over me, and it's like pecking at my arms and like chest area. Like I was screaming for help. I know, and I saw a kid like who was much older, and when I was much older as well, like maybe 9, 10 years old, was attacked by a turkey. There were turkeys hanging around the school, and like we were all walking home, and this kid decided to walk over to these turkeys. Well, basically the same thing happened. The thing jumped up, hit him in the chest. Like that seems to be their strategy, dude. Like knocks him down, and like it really kind of fucked him up. Like he was bleeding by the time it was done pecking him.
Oh,
that sucks. Well, I mean, they are basically just a modern dinosaur.
Yeah,
I mean,
in a way.
One allele in their DNA, and they have a dinosaur beak. Dinosaur mouth instead of a beak.
Well, have you ever been up close to an ostrich?
I have, yeah.
Like when you get up close to an ostrich, you definitely get the dinosaur vibe. Like their feet are enormous, and they have these giant claws on them, and the way they move is just that lizard-like kind of. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but they bend their foot in a certain way. Yeah, they have that stride.
Yeah.
And I used to live by an emu farm in northern Illinois.
Oh my god.
They comb them and sell the oil. The oil's worth more than their meat. So they just...
Well, an emu is generally smaller than an ostrich, right? Like I think like I've seen emus in a field, but I've never been up close to one.
Small, but any bird over 5 pounds is could be scary. And I've been attacked by a herd of turkeys. I was inside a car. They saw the reflection in the paint of the car and came over and started pecking the car.
Well, in Mongolia, there are these there's nomadic peoples who still hunt with birds, and they have these gigantic raptors. You know, they're this type of golden eagle or something. Mm-hmm. And I distinctly remember like seeing in National Geographic, or several of them actually, where the bird handler has the bird on his arm, and I mean this thing's enormous. I can't imagine him holding it on his arm for too long, even with like extensive experience doing it. Anyways, like they're terrified of these birds. It's almost like who is the master in this relationship? Like the bird or the man, because they, you know, you're reading about it and they tend to these birds constantly and treat them with an enormous amount of respect and fear. Several of them are missing eyes and fingers from these birds. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. I've seen giant eagles that came up, you know, above the, you know, up to the window of my car.
Wow.
These aren't things that you'd want to get in a tussle with.
We live about a 90-minute drive from a park where the eagles come up and they ride the wind and they just float in front of you. They just come right up in front of you and float. And they are huge. And then they will turn and go down to the Mississippi River and get fish. They can pluck a fish right out of the water.
There's a channel, speaking of YouTube channels, there's one called by a lady called Pam Oss, and she lives on, I can't remember the name of the island now. It's a remote Alaskan island. And she, like, basically all of her videos are on the enormous eagle population that is on this island. And they're just some entertaining and fascinating videos to watch. These eagles interact with people and interact with cats and other animals without being violent. There's such a plethora of fish, and food is so easy to come by that, there's not really a hunter-prey relationship between the eagles and the things that live on the island necessarily. I'm sure they do kill a lot, but the eagles are pretty tame.
What's her last name?
A-U-S.
Okay.
Pam Oss.
Oss.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to publicize that too much, because the food supply would be pretty much depleted pretty quickly.
The food supply?
Yeah, people would just flock there at some point and just
oh no, dude, there's no flocking there. It's on some like remote, like basically a hellhole for like 11 months out of the year.
Oh well.
It has some kind of naval base on it, and it's like a fishing mecca, but it's a tiny island. It's like, I don't know, it's under 10 miles in diameter.
Where is it exactly?
It's, if I could take the time to look away from this, I would look it up. But if you go to Pam Oss's channel, you'll probably see it right there.
Just curious, because there are very few sites that have not been sites with fish, in my opinion, where the waters have not been tainted. So,
this place is pristine and it looks beautiful, but I couldn't imagine living there, man.
Right.
That's why I'm calling it a hellhole. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah. Well, to some people, hellholes would be preferential to where they're at.
Yeah, and you also have to keep in mind that it's like it has a high native population too.
Okay.
So these people are used to living like in that environment. I'm not. I mean, I'm used to like the cold and stuff, but I'm not used to being trapped out on some tiny island all the time.
Right.
Mm.
Well,
there's really nothing around it except like a bunch of like uninhabited islands.
If a survivor hasn't been filmed on it yet, it's pretty damn remote, and it's pretty.
Well, there's like a population of a few thousand people on this island.
Right.
That
right.
Things. They have electricity and what have you. Like a lot of these islands don't. That people live on. They don't have anything up there.
I don't know. I know that people have said, well, I can't live without electricity. Well, you could. You can. It's just a matter of what you are used to, I would imagine. I think that even the Amish have, from time to time, bent on some things with electricity in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They don't like to.
Yeah, our Amish here are considered the most conservative in the country, and when you go into their store, they don't meet you with a candle; they meet you with a flashlight.
Right.
And In the wintertime, well, it can be dark at 4:30 here. So I went to an Amish store, and this Amish grocery store. It looks like a grocery store, except it's really dark. There's no lights overhead.
Right.
And if you look like you're having problems getting around, they'll come up with a flashlight and guide you around the store. And so they'll use batteries, but they won't use AC now.
Okay.
And each year, they more and more give up on how conservative they are because they're just losing so many people. And
Yep.
really, it's only the real diehards that really. It's like a 4 mile by 4 mile area that's left, and that's about it. And there was an accident where I almost call it an Amish school bus. It was a carriage with a bunch of children in it. Got hit by a semi truck here.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, and after that, for a few weeks, you didn't see any buggies in town. People were giving them rides in the town, and I started seeing. Well, there's a unique way that the Amish dress.
Right.
And you started seeing Amish get out of old used cars. So I think there's been a major shift after the kids got killed.
Yep.
That could have like pretty much put an end to their community, given the populations they're maintaining. You know,
the small number that's left, that was a significant hit to the community. Now, what they do is they trade their women all the way out to Pennsylvania. On Highway 20, going through Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, out into Pennsylvania, you will see two vans traveling together constantly every day, going both ways. And the women are color-coded by their clothing, so you can tell where they originated from, and they keep trading the women around.
That's crazy. It's hard, and then you get similar questions when we start talking about FLDS or whatever it is, fundamental Mormonism.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
how compliant are these women? Like, you know.
But if they lose just a few girls, that's got to hurt their interaction with the other communities.
Yeah, that's true. There's a kind of economy going on there with these girls as the currency.
I have no idea what the arrangement is. It's a dowry operation. I don't know, but it is. I think every time I've seen their trucks, there's like 8 or so girls.
Well, just like any kind of economy like that's kind of unregulated or regulated by the people who stand to benefit the most by it. I'm sure that there's some stuff that goes on beyond dowries in those transactions.
It's when the girls get to 8th grade, then they're marrying age.
Yeah, I mean, this is the U.S. There are laws. Like, I like to respect people's traditions, and I understand that. Up until like less than 100 years ago, really, people really were doing that kind of thing on a regular basis. You'd marry some 14-year-old girl like when you were 35.
Yeah, my great-grandmother was 13 when she gave birth to my grandfather.
Wow. So, I understand all that. Nonetheless, we have laws. We can't let that go on. And as far as how it's, these girls have been raised in a particular environment their whole life, and they want to stay in it, apparently, in many cases.
Yeah. Sorry if I got us off on that. We were talking about electricity for the Amish and living without the electricity. But I'm even seeing the Amish really fight just having the other people around them when they see the other people with the electricity, the snow blowers, everything when it comes to, we're not getting a really bad winter this year, snow wise.
No, we're not.
But if on some of these years where you get just piled on, it's just horrendous, having to move that much snow.
So I just not to get too depressing, but I just clicked on a news story from the Hill talking about digital currency, and how it helps human traffickers avoid being detected and avoid being tracked. How valid is that as far as an argument against crypto?
I don't think it's that valid. What crypto's done is it gives them, ability to do it online. But before crypto, they didn't have any problems either using cash.
Because my wife got really upset with me, even mentioning the possibility of investing in crypto, because she's like, "Whoa, you're going to help them." I don't really see it as a way to be shady. People are going to be shady no matter what.
Might actually be the other way around. It might make it less shady in the long run,
because it probably is a way to track it.
Yes, I don't buy the complete anonymity.
I don't think so either.
It might eliminate some corruption in the sense that it would get rid of like small time scams or whatever and make them easier to track, or any number of things. But that my concern is it's large, the large scale effects. How able are certain interests able to control this on a large scale?
Would you? It's the same argument that Sam was making, Sam Ronan and that Paul Chapman were making about the voting. I think that they were talking about having registration keys for every individual. But at the same time, there's technology out there to manipulate the information, and I don't know how viable.
Well, the thing is
integrated do we want to be?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to me that at some point someone's going to just, based on the advancements of computing power, like you're going to be able to crack these codes,
right?
And it's just a matter of time. Now, then it just becomes a race, and I'm sure it already is, between like making the codes more complex, making them harder to crack, making it harder to mine Bitcoin, and the people who want to corrupt these codes and find workarounds and whatever. So I don't know.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have Snort Coin and IO Coin and Redneck Coin and Christian Coin and,
Just how long is it going to be before, the technology becomes obsolete? What happens when you put some crazy advanced AI to work doing that?
Right. Gay for all coin. I want gay for all coin.
Well, but back to the voting side versus a cryptocurrency. I do think we need to go more like with what Sam was saying, that everybody should have a personal code, and we should have a national ID. I have so many problems with ID. Just the other day, we went up to get my daughter's state ID and have her officially moved to Iowa, and we forgot and left an ID. Or not that we forgot and left her birth certificate.
Oh God!
And so as a 40-minute drive back home and back again to the
Right.
county seat. But the thing is all along they had a copy there that they could pull up online. So every record that she brought in, they already had a copy of and could see. They just are required to make her pick up and show that she has a copy. And I think that needs to be abolished. I think if they have the record and they can see who she is and they know it, then she shouldn't have had to go any farther.
Right. Well, I have a family situation where, you know, one of our relatives is very sick. His girlfriend, who's basically his common law wife, recently passed away, and so the conservatorship is going to someone, and they said, well, you know, we want to get rid of this particular, I can't remember which thing it was, like homeowners insurance or something like that, and they're like, well, do you have his information? Like, well, I don't have his, I think it was his social. Well, we don't have it. You know, we live hundreds of miles. Well, so-and-so, his common law wife, do you have her information? No, she passed away. Well, we can't cancel it. Well, I'm not going to pay this. Well, if you pay this, if you don't pay this, we're going to cancel it. So what, you know, he was like, did you just hear what you said? You know, I'm trying to notify you that we are canceling this and or not paying it. Well, we can't cancel it, but if you don't pay it, we're going to cancel it. The red tape in the country is stupid. Is absolutely stupid. And the birth certificate thing to me is a scam because, as you said, people already have a copy of it, and not only do they want a copy of mine, they want an original raised stamped, piece of paper, and I can't fax that. How am I going to send that? I'm not going to send the original. So anytime they ask for the birth certificate, it's always going to be a problem. And for anyone, born before 1980, I mean, how are you going to get a real live version of this thing? I was born in '68.
I had that problem after my wife died, where in order to get our funds released after she died, I kept having to go through paperwork, and each month they would wait till the 28th of the month to mail me a letter saying that I failed to add something else they needed. It was like they could only tell me one new thing that I needed to send per month. So, and then they would always send it so that it would arrive to me one day before I could get it mailed back to them and have them receive it in time to have it count. So I would have to start over again, and I would have to buy from the county another raised copy, because I kept having to send an original each month, and it went on for over a year. That they kept saying, you got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have this. And I made this mistake like early on, that when they said, well, you have to have that and this, I just sent the additional one they asked for. I didn't send another copy of the other. No, it has to be both.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this nonsense is just there to generate revenue.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, it was because, this was a large sum of money, so that they wanted to hold on to that money as long as they could.
Right.
And this enabled them to keep that money in a high interest situation for an extra year. It delayed over a year for me to get access to our money again. So that meant that they could do anything that they wanted their money. They knew to the day how much time it was going to take me to get all this paperwork they asked for. And it's just ridiculous. There should be one national ID. This thing of a Social Security card, it's not a picture ID. They want you to have an original, but again, it's not a picture ID. It's on a piece of paper. It's easily destroyed.
Right.
You're only allowed to get 10 copies in your lifetime.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you don't want to lose it. You're supposed to have it on you, but you're not supposed to have it on you.
Right. Right.
And so I believe we should have a national ID that should have whatever we need to do transactions with the government. You know, little chip in it, whatever that you stick it in, and you are identified and taken care of.
The other thing is, if you happen to have it on you and you get your wallet stolen, you can't get another Social Security number. Your Social Security number is your number. So,
right, and I think when you give out the number, you should only be giving out a portion of it. So, like, there should be 10 or 12 digits that you're allowed to give out, and the rest of them concealed and being only available through the card that you carry.
right. Most people, most companies only ask for your last four. When somebody calls you and asks you for your social, I immediately hang up. I immediately hang up on most people that are asking me for crap, you know. But when they ask me for my social, I'm like, but does it really matter? Because if you're talking about hacking, someone has your information.
Oh, yeah. Well, with the government, to me, it's ridiculous that we should have to file a W-2. We should have to file any form. Any form should go to the government, and we just shouldn't have to worry about it. We should not have to produce another copy for the government. Since they already have it, anything of making us go through the hoops of getting extra copies of it is punishment.
Right.
And realistically, you know, we should be able to pull up a website and say yes or no. Is that the amount of tax I owe? Do I want to do anything creative with my taxes or not? But the baseline documents that you receive, you shouldn't have to worry about them. Since the government has a copy, you get a copy, and a copy gets sent up with whoever's paying you. There is no reason that you should have to send another copy.
And as a union rep, I get two separate W-2s, which to me seems kind of silly too. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I am waiting to see how complicated the 2018 taxes are going to be, and if it really is going to make that much of a difference, and how much, you know.
I've heard the average person should make at least $1.50 extra a month.
It's biometric data collection. I mean, again, that would make things, it would eliminate so much of this crap. That's the reason why they don't do it, though, because, of course, like, all this crap is generating revenue in one way or another, or a decent percentage of it. Someone's getting a job.
Someone's getting money. Money. Huge money.
And I'm all for government jobs, but I like government jobs that do something. Like the CCC here is still providing us useful stuff. I could go to the park built by the CCC, and only 2 years ago did they make new shelter buildings in it. They lasted from the 30s all the way to 2 years ago, and they updated the toilets to have modern toilets. Which the buildings, most of the rocks that they used for, they would dig rocks out of the ground and use them to build buildings. Most of the buildings are still good, still structurally sound. It's just they needed to be updated to have electricity and sewage.
Well, we need to start revving these programs back up, like give them a kick in the pants with some Defense Department funding, and in a sense, if we do so, in a sense it's better that we did not do it before, because now we know more about environmental impact, etc. Like we can do it better now than we could 10 years ago. So,
well,
I mean, we don't want to wait another 10 years, but
No, definitely not.
transistors are 1,000th to 1 millionth the size that they used to be in the late 50s and through the 60s. The garbage dumps are full of thrown away radios, TVs, stereos, and all kinds of other materials. If we did nothing else, we should have a CCC going out and sorting through all of our old garbage dumps and reclaiming the valuable materials from the garbage dumps and destroying whatever isn't properly. And the gallium alone that we would pull from our dumps would probably supply the world gallium for the next century without having to enslave any children in Africa.
are there is there something that could facilitate that? Is there something that gallium reacts with, or
At some
ways
point
that
you're going to need a lot of people to sort down to what it is.
So it's just hand picking. There's no way around it.
Yeah, we need hand picking at first. A lot of TV chassis from the 60s up into the 70s were made out of steel. So a magnet will draw the chassis, and then you have to start pulling the boards off. There's a lot of copper and a lot of other materials. Yeah, you know, in the 80s, a lot of gold is in the garbage dumps.
As a result of
IC bonded with gold. I mean, some of these garbage dumps are gold mines.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, you know, our government and military are not unaware of this.
Yeah.
So are the garbage dumps really like, you know, a type of deposit for the future for these people?
Well, it could be, but it's something that right now we could have a CCC. We have millions of unemployed people. Sure, it's a smelly job.
We could, but I wonder if if like citizens actually started a movement like this, if it would come under opposition simply because the resources are so valuable. And
Could be,
you know,
but
maybe there are plans in the future for the military to use these materials.
A lot of these wealthy people also own the gallium mines in Africa. So if we mine gallium, we're hurting their source of income.
How are we doing on the world gallium supply? I know some of these metals are running out.
I'm not really sure how we're doing on the gallium supply. I mean, if neodymium, if we keep using it at the rate we are, we're going to start having to use holmium. And I don't think we have very much of that. Let's see.
Well, you know, maybe local initiatives to start going through their dumps or something.
All right. I think that I'm going to have to go to work around 5. So, yeah.
I got to go take a nap.
Me too.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
You guys take it easy. I got to go.
Take care, guys.
All right.